the audio commentary. It's a dying art form, but here at One Track Mind, I, your wonky yet affable host Ryan Luis Rodriguez, analyze film through the prism of these embryonic forms of podcasting, one audio commentary at a time. Masterpieces, crapster pieces, live action, animation, cult classics, films literally no one has ever heard of. No track is too small, and no track is too big. Join me and my guests from the entertainment world as we keep these features alive every other Tuesday. Hey, who else is going to discuss Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey one week and Citizen Kane the next? Us, that's who. Sure, you have to put up with my voice, but there's a certain give and take in this industry. That's One Track Mind, part of the Someone's Favorite Productions family, and available wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, filthy movie lovers. My name is Gentry Austin.
And I'm Casey Scott.
And we're the hosts of the Sin Syndicate, film podcast for something weirdos, anti-criterion bros, and Joseph Sarno aficionados. Join us semi-weekly as we peer into the adults-only theaters and sticky-floored cinemas of the golden age of sexploitation, when the morals were loose, the laws were murky, and the intercourse was all simulated. Find us now on the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Mike, I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
Just theoretically here. Are you too old for this shit?
Fucking Roger Murtaugh's turning 50 in this movie.
I'm too old for this shit, bro.
And he's only
50.
42. He's only 42 in real life. And yeah, he's playing 50. And I swear at one point in the sequel, Mel Gibson looks older than Roger Murtaugh.
So that's the thing. You know, I didn't watch past the first one yet.
Good.
Because I well, there's a reason for that. Right?
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Yeah.
But it's crazy to me that they tried to pass Danny Glover off as a 50-year-old man in this movie. Because, like, Danny Glover still looks good now, and he's 75.
Well, yeah. I mean, the beard helps at the beginning. It helps.
What an awkward scene.
Yeah.
What a straight, like... You remember all those times you came into the bathroom while your dad was naked taking a bath?
Oh, I sure do.
Happy birthday, Dad, and your dick in the bathtub floating there? Like,
yeah.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, on this episode of the Kulturecast, we're kicking off Buddy Cop Month with, I guess, is this the Buddy Cop movie? Is this what people...
You know, I bet you most people probably think of this as the Buddy Cop film. I mean, obviously it wasn't the first. And there had been a lot of buddy cops before this, and there have been a lot of buddy cops after. But I would say, you know, this Shane Black style of buddy movies, I mean, it's still happening today. I mean, even with like The Nice Guys. And you could probably say even Iron Man 3 had a little bit of that in there. But yeah, I think that this really rewrote the template a little bit.
He's a criminal's worst nightmare. A cop who enjoys the danger.
No guns, no jiu-jitsu, just bring him down.
Do you really want to jump?
Well, then that's fine with me. Come on.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait a minute. What the...
He was ready to retire. Now, he's going to wish he had.
Gun! Oh!
Raj, meet your new partner.
New partner?
Too old for this. If these guys can just stand each other.
What you got in there?
Boy and Smith?
A lot of old-timers carry those.
The bad guys don't stand a chance.
kill anybody.
Don't tell anybody.
I'm too old for this. Are you as good as you say you are?
Nobody can touch me.
Suppose we better register you as a lethal weapon. You ever met anybody you didn't kill?
Well, I haven't killed you yet.
So if you don't know what we're talking about in this episode of the Kulturecast, we're talking about Lethal Weapon. And I'm joined by my good friend, as always. He is the host of the Projection Booth podcast. The other question I have is, which one of them are you in our relationship? Are you Murtaugh?
Well, yeah, of course. The old man.
I didn't want to assume. You don't have to be Murtaugh.
Well, and also being African American, that helps.
Yes, also that. Also being African American helps. Jesus. I thought you were going to say, you look better, you look younger with a beard than you do with a mustache. I thought that's what it was. As someone who'd never seen this movie before, but has had their idea of what this movie was going to be informed by Naked Weapon, National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1, which is actually more of a parody of, I guess, the first and the second Lethal Weapon, less just the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what to expect.
Plus a lot of other things. So I watched Loaded Weapon 1
it's so good,
for the first time yesterday. And yeah, I really liked it.
It's really good, right? Like, it's one of those movies where, like, are you kind of surprised you'd never seen it before? Because, like, it feels kind of in your wheelhouse, right?
It totally is. I mean, I love bad parody films, and I had seen, obviously all of the ZAZ films, and I thought it was hilarious. Who is it? I think it's John Lovitz talking to Emilio Estevez. Like, isn't it kind of funny, hot shots, Yeah. Just how they're skirting around that.
Yeah. I know that. Oh my God. They're like that. That movie is one of those like gag-a-thons. It's like Mafia for me, where you just put it on and you're going to laugh. And there's just like some of the most esoterically idiotic shit, like the thing with James Doohan just randomly showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Anything with William Shatner in that movie.
I could see a little, obviously, Die Hard in there as well, especially when Samuel L. Jackson can't fire his weapon.
Right. But that's also in Lethal Weapon, because you get that scene where, like, shoot him, right. shoot him. It's just like the dumbest fucking thing. Loaded Weapon 1 really informed what I thought this movie was going to be, because it was one of those things where I had seen Loaded Weapon 1 and the Always Sunny, like, parodies of Lethal Weapon more than I had ever seen Lethal Weapon. So I didn't know what to expect. And like I told you before we started recording, I don't think it was what I was expecting it was going to be. It was a lot less polished.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot rougher of a movie. Does that make sense? It was a lot dirtier of a buddy cop movie than I was expecting.
Right. Well, it takes a long time before they're even partnered up.
Right. I wasn't expecting that either.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, I think everybody's assumption with Lethal Weapon is, if you've never seen it, is like the movie opens and they're partners.
Right.
Like, and no, it's like Murtaugh and Riggs are, they rip it off in Loaded Weapon 1 where it's like, he's got a gun! Like, I did not realize that was... I didn't realize that what they were... Like, that was a scene in this movie. I didn't realize that was going to be a scene. But, like, it's that thing where it's like there's a complete and utter misunderstanding right at the beginning. And yeah, like you said, they're not partners to start with. But I think I was expecting it to, I was expecting it to be more like Rush Hour.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, again, like, that's kind of my frame of reference for buddy cop movies, is stuff like Rush Hour, which is like late 90s, early 2000s, which is, it's a buddy cop movie, but it's more than that in a lot of ways.
Now, there's a lot of darkness in this movie, and sometimes it's a little too much, where it's just like, God damn it, Riggs, just shoot yourself in the head, would you?
Oh, man. Yeah. That was the other thing. This movie's like pretty dark, too. Again, I wasn't expecting that, because my perception of what this movie was going to be was it was going to be I guess I thought it was going to be more of a comedy.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
That's kind of
not this first one.
That's
not
probably,
this first one.
Like that's probably where I think all of my assumptions for this movie stem from. Is, I mean, if you just wind everything I've just said back, you could just pin it on one thing, which is the tone of the movie. And the tone of the movie was like Loaded Weapon 1. I assumed that the Lethal Weapon that they're parroting, that movie was already funny. And like the finale of this movie is not funny. It's fucking insane. It's brutal and it's pretty intense and also completely unrealistic.
Yeah, there's some wild violence in this movie. I mean, when Tom Atkins gets machine gunned from the helicopter, it's just like, wow, okay. I mean, you know something's going to happen from the way that he's just standing in front of that window, and feature that window so much. But yeah, I mean, and this was prime Richard Donner as well. I know a lot of credit goes to Shane Black for creating the script for this, but Donner really kept it together and was able to get this kind of action with just a tinge of comedy in here. Definitely not in the first one as much as we would go on.
Well, that's the thing, again, thinking about what my expectations for this movie were. When does this series become a comedy? Is it Part 2? Is it 2? Yeah. Okay. Because I mean,
there's also some dark stuff in the second one.
Okay.
But as soon as you introduce Joe Pesci, this whole series just shits the bed.
Oh man, that's such a bummer.
It's a total bummer, but he is so fucking annoying. I mean, that's his character.
Just Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci, his character's purpose on this earth is to be annoying, and then sometimes lovable, but mostly just annoying. Yeah, it's so awful.
Do you sleep in the nude?
He's basically the David Ferry character from JFK, but just toned down just a little bit, like a little less paranoid.
Never seen JFK, Mike.
Oh, okay.
It's on my list of movies to watch. It's very high up at the top of the list of movies that I'm like, I need to watch this movie because that's a thing that I'm really interested in. So, I mean, hey, I don't know. I actually have no idea why I've never watched it because, I was obsessed with the JFK assassination as a teenager. So, that John Lovett's character in The Loaded Weapon, that's who the Joe Pesci character is in 2, 3, and 4, right?
Which it took me a long time to realize that John Lovitz is that character, because John Lovitz can play an annoying character, but he is far less annoying than Leo gets, than the Joe Pesci character.
That was with the "Do you sleep in the nude" thing, because he says that to I forget what her name is, and that scene's like, "Do you sleep in the nude? Only when I'm naked." It's like, oh my, and but if you're telling me that character is not even that funny and it's just like a fucking nightmare, great. Because he's in all the other ones.
Oh yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. I mean, eventually they counter him a little bit by having Rene Russo, I think, in the third one, which is, I seem to remember it being okay. And then the fourth one is just so anti-Asian. It is really disgusting.
I watched the preview for 2, 3, and 4 after I watched the first one. And there were some jokes in the trailer for the fourth one. I was like, that don't fly.
Right.
That's not great.
Oh boy. And the gay panic that's even in this first one, when he's on fire, Mel Gibson's on fire and Danny Glover's trying to pat him out. And he's just like, "What are you doing, you fag?" I was like, whoa, where did that come from? What?
Yeah, I noticed that as well.
And there was another, I can't remember. There's another one in there where they just kind of implied that someone was gay. And I was like, oh, what? Where did this come from? All right.
Yeah, there have been some things that just in these kinds of movies that haven't aged well from those. From those, I mean, again, I'm not sure it was okay at the time. I don't think it was okay at the time, but it was fucking weird. It's, again, you have already seen this movie, so it's taking you by surprise because you're hearing it. For the first time again. I'm hearing it for the first time, and even I was like, "What the fuck?" So let's set this movie up. So you've got Mel Gibson, who's the loose cannon cop. You've got Danny Glover, who's not a loose cannon, and they're not hired, but Danny Glover's friend from Vietnam's daughter kills herself, and they have to figure out why. And that is the entire premise of the movie. And it goes completely off the rails because it involves a general and some dudes from a thing called Shadow Company who are smuggling drugs into the United States, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and you got Gary Busey as Mr. Joshua, the general's right-hand man. Oh, it's so good. And then I love that Ali Young shows up at one point.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Knows more about torture than has forgotten more about torture than you and I will ever know, Chris.
Endo.
Yes.
Endo.
Yeah.
I look, as someone who's a fan of Bill and Ted, as I know you are. I mean, Ali Young he plays Attila, right? Or Genghis Khan,
yes.
right? Okay,
Genghis
I'm just making
Khan,
sure.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure because, like, when I see that in my head, it's Ali Young, but I'm just making sure I'm not misremembering it.
Well, it's funny because Die Hard was on TV yesterday. I was watching Die Hard a little bit, then I turned on Loaded Weapon, and then the movie stopped. Die Hard 2 was on, and then I went to Lethal Weapon. I was just having such an 80s day going on. And then, Ali Young, of course, is also one of the mercs in the first Die Hard as well.
Yeah,
so
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It was interesting seeing Ed Ross in this too, because he shows up and he's totally normal, whereas opposed to like Ed Ross, when he shows up in things is just like chewing the scenery most of the time. I think most people would know him. God, what was he in? Was it
Red Heat?
Red Heat? Yeah.
He was also in
Another 48 Hours, I think.
Also the one with K-Mac, Kyle MacLachlan.
Oh, The Hidden.
The Hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
but
Ed
he's
Ross,
such a wild man in Red Heat. And in this, it's just like, oh yeah, what are you guys doing? You're crazy. And I'm like, no, you're Ed Ross. You're crazy.
Yeah, you're the nuts. You want to get nuts? He's the nuts one. It was also really, as someone who just watched Abraxas, it was also great to see Sven Ole Thorson in this.
Yes.
Doing what Sven Ole Thorson does best, which is not opening his mouth and looking intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
Because the moment that man opens his mouth, oof. It's real, not good.
Well, and speaking of Die Hard as well, you've got Grandel Bush showing up as one of the other detectives. And I was just like, wow, I forgot you were in this.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah, I was waiting for our good friend Robert Davi to show up, just like walking back behind everybody in the scene.
Yeah. Oh, I'm the other detective, Dan Boyette.
Right. And again, like we've kind of mentioned this already, like I think I had some assumptions with this film going into it. I expected that there to be like, again, I wasn't expecting this to be like the movie where it builds up their relationship. So when it was, when Murtaugh and Riggs have the scene pretty early on, where, Riggs goes out onto the balcony with the jumper and he jumps with him, which I guess per the preview of this movie, that becomes like a reoccurring theme in every other movie is Mel Gibson just jumping off of a tall building. He was the Tom Cruise of the 80s and 90s, just doing his own insane ass stunts just because.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
But there's that scene where Riggs and Murtaugh are in that like bodega, and Murtaugh just hands him his gun. He's like, "Fucking kill yourself!" Then I was like, "Holy shit! What fucking movie is this?"
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's their dynamic is very different. I don't know how this is gonna go across, but I think Danny Glover's miscast in this movie. I don't think that character that they're having him portray, I think they should have actually had an older actor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see that.
I like Danny Glover in this movie, but the character that they wrote and that they're getting you to believe is the way that he is. It's not believable when it's a guy who barely looks younger than Mel Gibson.
Yeah. I mean, I've just always accepted it that he was a lot older than Mel Gibson, even though in real life he's only 10 years older than Gibson.
Right. I mean, again, it just, I really enjoyed this movie and I really liked their chemistry, but I think if that's what they were going for, I would have preferred an actual older actor, because I think that dynamic could have been just as interesting or more to mine, because again, there's a point in this movie where you're essentially being made to believe that Danny Glover can't hold his own. Right. And that's just not. I don't believe that. This movie, yeah, I know this is going to be a shameless self-promotion, but like somebody like Peter Falk would have worked in this role. Like someone who's just like a crotchety pain in the ass by like Dan Aykroyd's character from Dragnet. Like,
Right.
that's kind of what they were going for.
Well, even Tom Atkins, had he been the Murtaugh character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, I love Danny Glover. I'm not complaining about Danny Glover being cast in this movie. I think it's just the character that was written as it's written in the script that they have in the movie that probably could have benefited from even Tom Atkins. I mean, he's already in this movie. And Tom Atkins is great, given, I would say, very little to do other than scream,
Very little.
kill them all, like in a fucking crowded bank, man. Come on. What are you, people are going to think you're crazy now.
Wait a second. Where does Tom Atkins yell, kill them all in a bank?
Remember when Murtaugh and Riggs go to visit him and he's like, I want you to kill them. I need you to kill them.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And it's like, whoa, dude. Like,
I forgot about that.
Yeah. He's, I'm a huge fan of Tom Atkins. I like him. He's great in, He's in The Fog, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's in The Fog. He's in Halloween 3. He's in something else I saw.
Night of the Creeps is fantastic.
Night of the Creeps, yeah.
Yeah. Good news is your dates are here. Bad news is they're dead.
Yeah, oh my God. Talk about a movie that is definitely all over the place. Night of the Creeps. But again, it's fun, right? I mean, that's the thing about this movie. This is a pretty fun movie, even as it kind of gets oddly serious towards the end.
Yeah, well, and then that big hand-to-hand fight with Mr. Joshua at the end, where it's just like, no, we're not arresting this man. We're just going to have a fight here in my front yard when it suddenly begins to rain.
Like I mentioned in the opening of this episode, there are parts of this movie that are wholly unbelievable. That is one of them. For a movie, and again, for a movie that, by my approximation, I'd be curious how you come down on it. It tries to ground itself in reality. At least this one does.
It starts in reality, but I'd say the more it goes, I mean, I think there's a shot in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is similar as far as like a guy running around a freeway and, like Robert Downey Jr. looking over the bridge and stuff. This very much has that same type of feel, and especially with Riggs running down the middle of the street with his shirt open and that huge fucking machine gun. I was like, this is a pretty iconic shot. This is burned into my memory here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that. And it's really funny. You mentioned him running around shirtless in the middle. She's like, what the fuck is it? What is going on in this? This movie's just completely gone off the rails. But again, like you said, it does start in reality. But by the end of it, it's like you have two dudes fist fighting surrounded by cops, West Side Story style.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the cops might as well be snapping on the sidelines as, Mel Gibson and Gary Busey are brutalizing each other. And then they smoke his ass. In a John Woo-esque slow-mo moment, a little bit of the slow-mo, bringing it back. I was pleasantly surprised to see Gary Busey get gunned down in slow-mo, so there was that.
Well, because he didn't abide by the rules. He was beaten fair and square, but no, he had to come back up with a gun. That's it, man. You're out of here.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm curious though, for you, like, where does this film kind of come into the buddy cop realm? Like, is this a leader of the pack? Is this towards the top? Is it good, but other things end up being better that it influences? Kind of, where do you come down on it?
I mean, I always go back to another politically incorrect film, which is Freebie and the Bean. That for me is kind of like, it's again, probably not the origin of it. I would say even, gosh, I mean, because you got buddy cops, you get buddy outlaws too, like Butch and Sundance. But
right,
I'm trying to think of where, I mean, gosh, buddy cops go, back to like Car 54, Where Are You? And Dragnet and these kind of things. But as far as this type of movie where, again, you're not getting a whole lot of comedy in this one, you get some. I'd say Freebie and the Bean is probably funnier. But yeah, I mean, there was a whole slate of buddy cop movies in the 80s to the point where it was parodied in, like Last Action Hero, where it's like, okay, you're partnered with the cartoon cat kind of thing. So it's just all of these, you mentioned The Hidden, which is essentially a buddy cop movie. You know,
I wouldn't even say essentially. It totally is.
Yeah,
It's a sci-fi. It's a sci-fi. I mean, it's
like Alien Nation.
But I would even go as far as say The Hidden spends half of the movie trying to convince you it's not. It's like it's something else entirely.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get the mystery at the beginning with the guy in the car, and you're just like, what the hell happened here? Why is this guy speeding through the city and unable to be killed and all these things? I mean, but yeah, I would say that Lethal Weapon definitely was probably one of the most successful buddy cop films. And obviously, I mean, they made 3 more of them. They made a TV show out of it, and they have been talking about having a 5th one for years. So once Richard Donner died, I don't know if that permanently got canceled, but I know there's a script out there that I think Shane Black even wrote or co-wrote.
Does the world need that?
Probably not. I mean, maybe they'll just call it Lethal Weapon, and it'll be like a requel.
Come on. You already know what the title of the movie is going to be.
Oh, it's going to be Lethal Weapon, but instead of the A at the end, it'll be a 4.
Oh,
no, it's a 5. Shit.
Come on. Lethal Weapons.
Oh, just add an S to it?
Yeah. And the S could be a 5.
Like Predators?
Yeah, but the S could be a 5.
Oh, I know. How about The Lethal Weapon?
Dun, 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 dun. The music. Oh, my God. Holy cow. Eric Clapton.
Oh, gosh. The music. I mean, Michael Kamen, who to me is one of the worst composers because he's always recycling himself.
Right.
Like I said, I had just watched Die Hard. So that you start this movie at Christmas. And I think a lot of people think that Shane Black wrote Die Hard because it's set at Christmas time. But you get this set at Christmas. You also get the sleigh bells going in the score. And I'm like, oh, God, I just watched Die Hard. And there's sleigh bells everywhere. Michael Kamen also doing the score for that. And then, fucking Eric fucking Clapton with that jazz and the stings, especially the saxophone stings, which that's probably the only thing about The Last Action Hero I like is when the one cop bites it and he goes, 2 weeks to retirement, and then the saxophone comes in. Like, yep, that sax, man, that is fucking off the hook
in this movie. Oh yeah. It's funny, I didn't, again, having never seen this, I didn't realize this movie was set at Christmas time. Why are we not talking about this movie in the stupid Die Hard argument?
Oh, God.
Die Hard's at Christmas. Die Hard's not a fucking Christmas movie. And frankly, neither is this movie.
Yeah.
It just happens to take place at, fucking roast me on the internet, but it just happens to take place at Christmas time. That doesn't make it a fucking Christmas movie. Die Hard's more of a Christmas movie than this is, because at least at some point someone goes, ho, ho, ho. I have a machine gun. I will say, though, for the most part, I can see why they made a sequel to this movie as a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are like the moments in this movie where it like verges very hard on it. It's like pushing very close to just being a comedy. Especially like when Mel Gibson's out on the roof with the jumper. You've got like these just like scenes that could be played for comedy.
Right.
And you see in something like Loaded Weapon, they do play it for comedy. And then just watching the preview for the next movie, it's like, oh my God, like this movie's like a straight comedy, isn't it? Like, yeah, they're back. And this time they're having a blast or some shit. It's just like, I wonder what the movies would have been like if they had kept with this tone is kind of my question. Because again, like there is something interesting here that I wasn't expecting, which is like a rather kind of gritty movie. I mean, at one point, Mel Gibson is being like brutalized with a car battery.
Oh God, yeah.
Pretty intense. And Murtaugh's just having the ever-living shit beat out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's not funny. That's pretty fucked up. So,
well, and it really plays into that please torture me on screen thing that Mel Gibson just loves.
God. Mel Gibson, man. Like, I mean, it is a Mel Gibson movie, but Mel Gibson has made no friends in the industry recently, it would seem, or I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the deal with Mel Gibson is. Does anyone know what his deal is?
People throw around that canceled word a lot. I'm shocked that he hasn't been canceled, that he still is out there just making movies like nobody's business. He's got a sequel to Passion of the Christ coming out pretty soon. He's got Father Stew out right now. I mean, just even that, like, Robert Rodriguez would cast him and stuff. I'm like, wait, what? That's odd.
I think Will Smith, but he's similar. I would say that Mel Gibson's star at some point is so high that, like, he's no amount. Like, it could be tarnished, but it could never really be lowered.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, similarly to Will Smith, it could be tarnished, but it's like never going to go away. Like,
right.
He's Mel Gibson. Like, he has been in some of the most famous films of all time. This is one of them. Mad Max is one of them. What's the other one? Braveheart.
Yep.
Movie I have made it a point to never see. So.
Oh, don't forget the Beaver.
Oh, I've heard it's good. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
I don't know. As soon as I heard the premise, I was like, yeah, no.
Supposedly it was good. That's what I heard. I mean, I like Jodie Foster.
She's like her sometimes.
She's pals with Mel Gibson, though.
Yeah, sometimes I like her, and sometimes I'm just like, what are you doing? I mean, you don't know how many times I make fun of Nell in this house. Nell, the one where she speaks like a kind of a crazy person. Do you remember Nell? She's raised out in the wilderness. It's her, and she's found by Liam Neeson and Liam Neeson's dead wife, I think. But yeah, she has this whole made up language that she speaks. I'm a pay in the wind. It's crazy.
No, but I've seen her in Bugsy Malone. Is that similar?
Maybe.
Oh, God. I mean, look, Jodie Foster's in Silence of the Lambs. Can she really do any wrong?
No, not really.
But Mel Gibson, on the other hand.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Unfortunately, Mel Gibson. I don't know enough. I know what he said because a lot of with Mel Gibson, it's not physically anything. It's all just like terrible things that he's said. Right. Right.
And that his father's like one of the best known Holocaust deniers that's out there. So
I mean, I'll tell you,
if you're going to be known for something, maybe don't be known for that.
I mean, I will say that his father doesn't reflect on him for me, but at the same time, his other things speak loudly enough for that. So, yeah.
You got that right, sugar tits.
Yeah. Well, you can't say the other ones because they're way worse.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But I will say, all of Mel Gibson's problems aside, because he has a lot, he's good in this movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a little much at times. Like I said, it's just like
much at times.
It's like, please, Riggs, just kill yourself. I don't need to hear it. And then I can't remember if the Three Stooges are just in the second one or if they come up in the first one. But like, he's such a fan of the Three Stooges, and that comes out at some point.
Came out in the first one.
Okay, all right.
When he's doing the thing with the trees, and he's like, "Oh, he's like, what the fuck is this shit?" Like,
That's right.
Okay, Shane Black, like he was really like the Three Stooges. We get it. Like trying to inject the movie with a little slapstick. That was a little strange. No, it's with someone like Mel Gibson, I think the thing that I couldn't really stop focusing on in the movie is how fucking frequently his Australian accent kept coming through.
Oh boy, I'm glad you brought that up.
This is a Diet Coke. A Diet Coke.
All right.
Where are you from again, pal?
Yeah.
It's really bad. Like, in a way that movies like this shouldn't be. Does that make sense? Like, especially with your second or your main lead. I mean, he's just all over the place. It's like, it's not even scene to scene. It's like line to line. Like, that's how like wild it is. Like, they must have really liked Mel Gibson, because otherwise there's no reason. Like, you're not going to put up with that from where like every fucking time you deliver a line, it's going to be drastically different. Like, yeah, it really comes through when he's talking. Like, when he's like talking to a character, he's filled with emotion. It's like he can't help himself.
Oh yeah.
But when he's like screaming things, it's not very noticeable. But man, it's just. Does it get better in the other ones? Because I don't really think about Mel Gibson having that Australian accent.
I think it does get better in the other ones. So yeah, I watched 2 again, and like I said, I didn't realize that Pesci came into 2, and then as soon as he did, I was like, oh fuck, it's all over. There's some good parts to 2. Joss Ackland is really good. It's also strange. I think they basically solved the murder of Riggs's wife in that one. And
what? Wait. His wife died in a car crash.
Yeah, but I thought that they make mention of like, oh yeah, I saw your wife when she was bleeding and da 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 da. So I'm like, what? I think one of the South African guys talks about that, but
okay.
It could have been. I was pretty fucked up yesterday, so.
was rolling.
Yeah,
I was like, I gotta get through this shit somehow.
Yeah, somehow I have to make it through here. Yeah,
I'm really curious to watch 2 now because I like Joe Pesci.
Oh boy. Okay.
I shouldn't like Joe Pesci, is what you're saying.
I mean, I like Joe Pesci.
Me too.
It's funny because there's a moment where they're talking about a fishing boat between Danny Glover and Joe Pesci, and I was just like, oh yeah, guys, you remember that movie? You're
gonna just go fishing, huh?
Mm-hmm. Just fishing,
and then cause a stunt woman or stunt man to die.
Mm-hmm.
The saddest fact of them all.
Right.
The movie was made, and someone had to sacrifice themselves to make a movie about Joe Pesci and Danny Glover fishing together. Great.
Mm-hmm. The strangest thing about the second film is the supporting cast, because all of a sudden, all the cops in the rest of the what would you call it, the bullpen, they suddenly are all these character actors. And you're just like, wait a second, how is this happening? Like Jeanette Goldstein shows up. God, who else is in there? Mark Wahlberg.
In the second one.
Yeah. Dean Norris is another one. And I'm just like, wait, what? Like Grandel Bush is still there, which is good. But yeah, like Jeanette Goldstein and Dean Norris being in there is like, wait, what is this movie? Where are they suddenly here? But it was nice to see them. Basically, they're there to get killed off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So how do you feel about Dick Donner?
Richard,
as we know him, Dick to his friends.
Yeah, Dick to his friends. Yeah. I like him. I like a lot of the stuff that he did. I mean, after you direct Superman, you really can do no wrong in my eyes.
You want to hear something crazy? I've never seen that movie. Never seen The Donner Superman.
After killing many of the investigating officers, this is about Lethal Weapon 2, Vorstedt seizes Riggs at Van de Haas's apartment and disclosing that he was responsible for the death of Riggs's wife years earlier during a botched assassination attempt on Riggs. Okay.
Hashtag retcon.
Retcon, big time. Yeah.
Big time retcon coming in is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I mean, I completely get it because, again, that's what I was saying. The thing about the first movie was not what I was expecting, because it's just, you don't need anything else past this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this movie ends on a pretty, I would say, optimistic, hopeful note. It ends on a note where, like, I didn't want any more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Riggs shows up. He says, I've got this present for your dad. You've got that little scene between him and Murtaugh's daughter. He gives him the bullet. And, like, that could have been it. Like, and it even could have been it when he, Murtaugh comes out and talks to him. But at the end of the movie, I was like, I want to see more of this. It's like,
right.
This is kind of like, if this is where the character's story ends, like, it's a pretty good story. I think the climax of this movie is a little muddy.
Uh-huh.
And I actually, the scene in the movie that I really actually did not like, I was not a huge fan of anything that happened in that desert out in Victorville.
That's another pretty iconic shot of the overhead camera and Riggs running through the desert.
Yeah, which is great, but that scene goes on for way too long. And I don't think that there's any point in that scene where it's like, I actually think they're going to get away.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I felt like that scene kind of sucked all the air out of the room. I mean, I appreciate the camera work because it's an impressive scene to look at. I mean, those helicopters close to the ground, the practical shots with the helicopter hitting the car, all really impressive practical shots. But I don't know. I felt like the scene felt like it was expecting you to find it more interesting than I maybe did, and that's a me problem. But for how the film kind of wraps up with the main villain kind of just dying, and then it turns out Mr. Joshua obviously is the film's main villain. Obviously, it kind of but he's like not though. That's the problem. He is, but he isn't.
Yeah, he's the tiny boss, but he lasts longer than the big boss.
Right.
He's more dangerous than the big boss.
Because I guess the big boss is, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think that's my kind of overall bigger takeaway from this movie is I think I was expecting it to be a little bit more tonally consistent throughout. And I'm curious if I watch the second one, if I will go, well, it was tonally consistent, but I just didn't like the tone.
Right.
Because if the second one's more of a comedy and less of just kind of this like weird mix.
Yes and no. I mean, there's some comedy, but there's also some pretty deadly serious stuff. I mean, at first, Riggs supposed to die in the second movie, and he doesn't, obviously. But yeah, there's some dark scenes in there. And then also that your villains are from South Africa, and they really make them out to be very bad people because of apartheid, which, was fair and was kind of the attitude at the time.
Well, and what's funny is in the first movie, you see a South Africa apartheid thing on the Murtaugh's fridge.
Right. Yeah.
And so I was thinking about that because I was like, I know the second movie is like they're like South Africans in the diplomatic community. Like that's, again, I've seen that scene. That was the only thing I thought that was the first Lethal Weapon. Again, I wasn't, what's funny is like the stakes of this movie are rather low too. That was the other thing I wasn't expecting. It's just like they're just selling heroin.
Right.
Most of the time it's like there's this like grand plan. It's just no. These like idiots are selling heroin and they just don't want to walk into a trap. Like that's their entire motivation is they're smuggling heroin and they don't want to walk into a trap. Like that's why I was saying the thing where it's like I wasn't expecting this movie to kind of be so small in scale and scope and the stakes are just it's Murtaugh's family. That's it. It's not the whole of Los Angeles or anything. It's just and I liked that. Again, like if that's where this series ended up going, I think I would probably be more inclined to be interested to watch the rest of it. But watching those previews, I was just like, oh my God, like what the fuck is. By the time they got to the fourth one, I was like, this trailer looks like the movie looks like a mess. So I have no interest in watching. Maybe past this. I think the second one will probably be as far as I go. Especially if so Joe Pesci is in everything past the second one. Rene Russo is in the third and fourth, and and Danny Glover and Mel Gibson are in all four.
Right, and eventually, I think Chris Rock shows up in the fourth one, and obviously Jet Li shows up in the fourth one, but he's the villain. And then you have who's the other? There's like who's the other villain? I can't remember if it's the guy that plays Egg in I don't think it's Egg. I don't think it's that guy from Big Trouble in Little China. I can't remember who is the guy. I think Kim Chan is the guy's name. He plays a character called Uncle Benny. Oh, that's right. He was in The Fifth Element. Okay. I think he's the guy who sells is outside of Bruce Willis's apartment in the floating Chinese restaurant.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And to answer our questions from before, there is a fifth Lethal Weapon, and it does have a title, and Mel Gibson was approached to direct it.
Oh, my.
Lethal Finale.
Okay.
Pretty piss poor title for a movie.
Yeah.
Lethal Finale. I never saw. Did you ever see the TV show? You ever see the Lethal Weapon TV show?
We watched some episodes. Yeah, we watched a couple episodes, which was funny to me because it was who was the
Damon Wayans. Yeah,
Damon Wayans, which then led me back to Last Boy Scout. But he in this one in Lethal Weapon, the TV show, he's playing the straight man.
Right. And Clayne Crawford is not, and then he becomes such a pain in the ass to work with that they fire him and kill Riggs in the show.
Yeah, who did they bring in as second Riggs?
Sean William Scott.
That's right.
Second Riggs. What about Second Riggs?
Is he Riggs's like cousin or something?
Twin.
God.
What the fuck was that movie we were watching where it's like, no, it's his twin?
Oh, but Better Tomorrow too?
That's yeah. Yeah, another buddy cop movie. That's right. Or buddy criminal movie. Is that what that is? A buddy criminal movie? It's a buddy movie. I will say I would prefer to have watched John Woo movies over this movie.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, well, I know, but it's like it's almost unfair in a way, like how good those John Woo movies are for action. Because like that is the thing about this movie. The action is okay. It's not great, right? Like it's not. You know what I mean? Like I'm not deriding the movie's action, but if someone asked me like what was the best part of Lethal Weapon, I wouldn't say like the action was. It would be like the interaction between the two leads. And kind of everything that their characters are put through. But like the action, the only action in this movie really is the scene at the end with Mel Gibson and Gary Busey fighting each other.
Right. They really amp it up in some of the other films.
I kind of figured as much.
Yeah, more set pieces and stuff.
This kind of, I don't know, again, having not seen 2, 3, and 4, like, I feel like a Terminator parable might be apt. Like, the first movie is this kind of small budget, smaller movie, and then it's like, nope, now we've got this, like, crazy budget. People know what to expect. Let's make something crazy and weird and over the top. And this is, like, again, like such a small in scope movie that I was just, like, kind of really was taken aback by how it's just a cop movie.
Yeah.
It just happens to be a buddy cop movie, and it happens to have Mel Gibson and Danny Glover in it. But no, this was a very good suggestion because you helped me put this month together, and like I said, I'd never seen it, so this I can see kind of why this ends up being so popular because you look at this and go, I can put any two actors together and hopefully get something out of it, which is you have all of those movies that come out of that, The one with Jay Leno and Pat Morita. The one
with Sam Elliott and Peter Weller.
The one with Dan Aykroyd and
Gene Hackman.
The one with James Woods and Michael J. Fox.
The one with, oh gosh, there was another Dan Aykroyd other than Dragnet. Was it Gene Hackman and Walter Matthau?
Oh my God.
Couch Trip.
I've never heard of that one.
Oh boy!
The one with where is it? The Pat Morita and Jay Leno one. The one with dead Denzel Washington and racist Bob Hoskins.
Oh, the one with dead Treat Williams and musclehead Joe Piscopo.
Yeah. Oh, Dead Heat, right?
Yeah, you're talking Heart Condition.
Yeah. Jesus H. Christ.
I'm
trying to think. Like, East of Eden is technically a buddy cop movie, right?
Yeah. Oh God, another Dan Aykroyd. Dan
Aykroyd, Father Malone's favorite.
Oh boy,
really just turns up the insanity to 11. But was looking at it like this kind of again with Freebie and the being like this is kind of the most high profile buddy cop movie.
I would say so. Yeah, I definitely think. I mean, there were so many movies. Like once this was successful, I mean, because there had been buddy cops before, but this being so successful really was just like, okay, what can we do? Call up Anthony Edwards and get him with Forrest Whitaker. Let's have a buddy cop movie that way. Or yeah, so many.
Yeah, it informs the decisions that are made for like 2 decades afterwards.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because I mean, I don't know if Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. I don't know if Rush Hour happens if Lethal Weapon doesn't happen.
Right. I mean, it's funny because one of my other favorites, I think, is also pre-Lethal Weapon, which is Running Scared with Gregory Hines and Billy Crystal. Right. That was 86, and this is 87. I think there were a lot of pre-87 buddy cops that we're probably not thinking about, but once Lethal Weapon came out, it was just like, yep, that's it. Everything's going to be Lethal Weapon now.
Yeah. And hey, it doesn't hurt that this movie has a catchphrase. I'm getting too old for this shit.
That's right.
He doesn't even say shit. He said, I'm getting too old for this. I'm too old for this. Isn't that what he says?
Yeah, I can't remember if he changes that or if it's one of those played against Sam type things.
Luke,
where
I am
we
your
remember
father.
him. Yeah, we remember him saying, "I'm too old for this shit," but
Because it's
I don't know if he
that's a
says
better
it.
line.
Yeah.
That's the line that just rolls off the tongue, you know.
And this is one of those two where there's a lot of stuff in the trailers that never made it into the actual film, if memory serves.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe he starts to say shh and they, cut to
I'm getting too old for this. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, again, there's a lot of things in this movie that are aped everywhere else in years to come, and it's just it's always interesting to see kind of where a lot of these things start. And again, I'm kind of disappointed that there are so many of these movies, but at the same time, I totally understand why. Because you sit down to watch this movie, and Mel Gibson and Danny Glover do have a fair amount of chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy cop movies are essentially male romance films in a lot of ways because the two characters the two characters, even if they don't like each other, they have to figure out a way to get along because otherwise you're not going to want to watch that movie. So
in this, I mean, I know like Danny Glover was a known quantity before this, but really this put him on the map big time. I mean, he was in Places in the Heart, and of course, Color Purple. I mean, his role in Color Purple is just amazing. But yeah, after this, it was just like, okay, here's a actual viable African-American star that is not going to be too threatening for white audiences.
Apparently.
I mean, I hate to put it that way, but that's what it was. It was like, oh, okay. Yeah, this guy's good. I mean, I think also like your Eddie Murphy helped lead to this because Beverly Hills Cop is not necessarily a buddy cop film, and definitely 48 Hours. He's not a cop. Obviously, he's a criminal, but he kind of pretends to be a cop and helps, the cop helps. Why am I blanking on Nick Nolte's name? Yeah, helps him out and everything. But yeah, it's I think Eddie Murphy helped give Roger Murtaugh life.
Oh, I was also going to say, couldn't you also draw some influences to something like I Spy?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, the Salt and Pepper Team. Yeah.
I mean, again, it's as terrible as it is to know who one of those people is in that equation, being fucking Bill Cosby.
Right.
That again, kind of like you said, it kind of sets the stage a little bit because something like that leads to a movie like this. I mean, I Spy was rather successful.
Oh yeah, it was a huge hit,
if I remember correctly. The movie, not so much.
Oh God, yeah.
Holy shit! I almost forgot that even was a thing.
Yeah, well, that movie, what was that? The one that Walter Hill wrote, and I can't remember if he directed it, but it was Hicks and Boggs, I think it was the same actors, Culp and Cosby, in that, which was funny because then all those years later, Hill would do 48 Hours and another 48 Hours.
And Robert Culp was in Columbo.
Yes. I forgot that Danny Glover was also in The Color Purple, Silverado and Witness. He's a really good heavy in Witness.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Danny Glover in enough things. I mean, I'm trying to remember what the fuck I have seen him in, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it would probably be Angels in the Outfield. He's in Saw.
He is?
Yeah, okay. He's in the first Saw. He's Detective Martin Tapp. Like he's actually ostensibly the main character of the first movie, of the first Saw. Because the first Saw is a cop. It's a cop procedural. So
we saw him in A Rage in Harlem.
That's right.
Predator 2.
Oh my! I mean, that's for me. That's the Danny Glover role. Is
right?
Predator 2. Yeah, I love Predator 2. Look, Predator 1 is good. Don't get me wrong. Schwarzenegger, but Predator 2 had a much harder hill to climb to be a better movie. Mm-hmm. And it was also one of those movies that features the Gary Busey performance that this movie has, that Point Break also has, which is like crazy asshole Gary Busey.
Yep.
Which I appreciate. I really appreciate the shit out of Gary Busey.
I mean, his Mr. Joshua is fucking fantastic. Like, especially when they grab and they put his arm there and hold that lighter underneath his hand. I was just like, yeah, this is awesome. Yeah. This is great.
Gary Busey is a character actor who can literally only play one character. And it's a perverse version of himself. A very perverse version of himself, because I think that Gary Busey is probably not all there. But hey, that's okay. We don't always have to be there. But he plays really unhinged characters really well, and I also think that's because he just looks unhinged. I guess he is unhinged. I don't know. Maybe he steers into it. Maybe he leans into it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you also have to remember how many accidents the guy's had over the years. So
that's right.
He's had probably some good brain damage going on.
Well, he did.
But yeah, I think he plays into a lot of his insanity.
Right. Well, and to be fair, if you're known for being insane, you don't all of a sudden one day wake up and stop being insane.
Right.
Right. I will say it is disappointing that Mitchell Ryan is effectively given nothing to do in this movie.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a big missed opportunity to have had somebody else in that role do anything other than what he did, which was like not much. And he gets killed off before the climax of the movie. He doesn't even make it to the final part of the movie with Gary Busey. Like you said, they leave Gary Busey to the end. So that should inform you as to how little Mitchell Ryan's character is thought of, which is funny given that in Loaded Weapon, they give him a lot more screen time than he gets in this movie.
Yeah. Well, Loaded Weapon is odd just because I thought that it was going to be all
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. And then when General Motors shows up, I was like, wait a second, there's another villain to this? Okay. I kind of liked it, but I was very surprised.
General Motors, mother of God.
Yeah, I bought a car from him once.
Oh my God. One of my favorite gags in that entire movie is, Sarge, it's tingling. That means it's working.
That's the only thing I remembered from that movie.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that. Oh my God. That movie is, again, it's not as perfect as Naked Gun, but it's parodying a different kind of movie. It's parodying buddy cop movies. So, Loaded Weapon it's a lot of fun, but yeah, it kind of ruined this movie for me in a lot of ways because
Sure.
Yeah. Took me 32 years to see Lethal Weapon, and I saw Loaded Weapon at like age 18. So
right.
There was another like 14 years past when I turned 18 that I didn't see Lethal Weapon. So, and I honestly, like when I was watching it, I was trying to like think, like, why had I never seen Lethal Weapon? Because it's pretty iconic. I mean, it is iconic. And again, like we talked a little bit about already, like it is kind of the buddy cop movie. So I don't know. It's just weird. It was like a fucking blind spot. I'd seen Dragnet a million times. I hadn't seen Lethal Weapon. Okay. I'm glad I watched it, though. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you liked that.
Yeah. And it was pretty good, I think, overall. I'm not too tempted to go further, especially with all you've said about 2, 3, and 4.
People will be like, no, he's completely wrong. Joe Pesci's the best character. 4 is fantastic. You bunch of woke assholes thinking that it's anti-Asian. Be like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I found it problematic when I was watching it. So, like, it's not like I was looking at it with fresh eyes going, oh, man, the anti-Asian rhetoric in this movie is really bad. It's like, no, I thought that back in, when was that last one released?
98 or something?
98, yeah. I was just like,
my God.
This is really bad, guys.
And what's funny is it's 11 years in between the first movie and the second and the final movie. And yeah, I just watching the preview. If you watch the previews for these movies, it's like, what movie are we at here at the end? I mean, really, like, where it really just kind of clearly goes off the rails. So,
oh yeah,
it's too bad. But I mean, again, as fans of a franchise like Indiana Jones that has its 5th movie coming out here in the next year, God knows, I'm not going to say we don't need another Lethal Weapon, because if there's a story that they think is worth telling, far be it from me to say no. Maybe it'll be good. It could be good. Maybe it'll be a return to form. Maybe Mel Gibson will make a good movie. But if they're all comedies and this first movie's not a comedy, I don't know. Maybe I'm not as interested because if I want to watch a comedy, I'll just watch Loaded Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because that's actually a funny movie. That's, I think, maybe kind of the problem here. It's like, do I really want to watch a comedy if there already is a comedy?
Right.
So Mike, final thoughts on Lethal Weapon 1?
For me, it still holds up. I enjoyed it when I was younger watching it. I think I still enjoy it. I don't think it's nostalgia, because the thing that I like the most about Lethal Weapon is some of the smaller lines and some of the more background things. Like we talked about how Roger shaves his beard, and just how the captain, I think it is just like, you look better with the beard, and just like these little things that go on, that I really like. I feel like the movie's very well written, and pretty well directed as well. But it's not one that I go back to very often. I would rather watch The Last Boy Scout if I was going to watch one of these.
So that's your go-to then, The Last Boy Scout.
Yeah, I think it is, just because it's so outrageous. You're doing kind of the same thing with the black and white detectives. You also have some pretty burnt out people, but there's a little bit more outrageousness and comedy to it for me.
And that's the thing. Like, I genuinely think that this movie could have done the outrageous, and like you said, it kind of does towards the end.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think it ever hits. I think it hits kind of around that mark, but it never hits it. And it sounds like that maybe they stray further afield in the 2, 3, and 4 than in this one, because I don't hear people talk about Lethal Weapon 2, 3, and 4, but Lethal Weapon 1 is talked about. I mean, it's
right.
Yeah. So I don't know. For me, I enjoyed it. I think, again, there were some things that I was definitely not expecting. There were some tonal things that were just, hey, again, having never seen this movie, but having my opinion informed by other funnier things that are intentionally funny. Again, my assumption of this movie was woefully incorrect, but yeah, at the same time, I enjoyed it. It's probably going to be in the rotation now. I think I need to watch it once or twice more to kind of fully appreciate it. But I get this distinct feeling I will end up watching at least the second one, maybe the third one. But if Joe Pesci is as annoying as you say he is, which I believe you, there's a reason I have not watched The Fifth Element again. It is because of how fucking annoying Chris Tucker is in that movie. I am one of those people that will watch a movie, and if one performance is hard to get through, I will not revisit it with any frequency.
Now, the first time I saw Fifth Element, I said, this is not for me. But after that, I have grown to like that movie, even with Chris Tucker's screaming.
Well, maybe sometime in the future we'll have to do an episode on it, and I'll have to actually rewatch it. Because, again, I just remember having a physical reaction, just like, again, I like Chris Tucker. But we both know, anyone who's listening to this, anyone who's seen The Fifth Element knows that character is written that way. It is a lot.
It's very much a lot.
It's so much. Again, I think we talked about it maybe on the last episode. One scene would have been enough.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be there throughout, he's there throughout the rest of the movie, right?
Oh, yeah. Once he shows up, he never goes away.
Okay.
And he shows up, he shows up pretty early, too, with commercials and things.
Yeah. So he's kind of always there, at least, in some form or fashion. So, yeah. So, again, I think I'll eventually watch those second and third and fourth movies, but this movie is pretty good. A good way to start off Buddy Cop month. And they're buddies, they're just...
Yeah. Just like us, Chris.
Yeah. And just like us, they're getting too old for this shit. Or getting too old for this stuff. Whatever Danny Glover will end up saying, that's much more memorable than "I'm getting too old for this."
Exactly.
It doesn't have the same ring to it that everything else does. So on that note, let's take a break and we'll play a preview for the second Kulturecast of Buddy Cop Month.
Dragnet. The story you are about to see this summer is true. Only the names have been changed to protect the innocent. For instance, Dan Aykroyd
Ma'am.
is Sergeant Joe Friday. Tom Hanks is Detective Pep Streebek.
I'm your new partner.
There's a dress code for detectives in robbery homicide. Section 3-605.10, .20, .22, .24, .70, .80. My name's Friday.
Take a lot of kidding about that?
Almost never.
You know the kinds of things that can fall into an industrial sausage press? Not excluding rodent hairs, bug excrement.
I hate you, Streebek.
You got a lot of repressed feelings, don't you, Friday? Must be what keeps your hair up.
Police officers, ma'am.
Why couldn't you have got here before that big, fat, stupid-looking piece of sewage breath stole my white wedding dress?
Just the facts, ma'am.
We need to ask you a few questions.
Their job.
You know, Friday, I think we finally found your look.
To enforce the laws.
This is shaping up to be a little more than just a series of simple robberies.
And preserve the safety of decent citizens.
Streebek! I found the snake!
Sure, this city isn't perfect. We need a smut-free life for all of our citizens. Cleaner streets, better schools, a good hockey team.
Dragnet. A new generation of courage.
Thank God it's Friday!
Just the facts, man.
That's right. We're going to actually be talking about a movie that we just mentioned on this show. We're going to be talking about Dragnet, which is a comedy with a wild song that we spend a lot of time talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's a city of crime. Yeah, that
is Bobcat Goldthwait in that movie?
No.
Okay, am I just mixing him up with the cult that was in the Goat Leg Cult or whatever that was from one of the
Goat Leg Cult is in Dragnet.
But wasn't there also like a cult or a biker gang that he was in Police Academy?
I've never seen Police Academy.
Okay.
I love Bobcat though. I thought you were going to say does he talk to a horse in Dragnet?
Does he?
No, that's Hot to Trot.
Oh, okay.
The John Candy horse movie.
Yes.
Good God in heaven, that movie is a fucking nightmare. Talk about movies that probably sounded way better on paper than they did in reality. Hot to Trot, ladies and gentlemen, which we have done an episode on. But Mike wasn't on that episode because Mike's podcast doesn't talk about shit like that. You have many more things to fill your cup with than the bottom of the barrel. God, so fucking subterranean, frankly, with shit like Hot to Trot. It's part of the Warner. It's part of the Warner Archives collection, otherwise known as shit that nobody really wants to rewatch. So I just remember I own Hot to Trot on DVD, and it has that like Warner Archives, and it's like, who the fuck? I own it, but who the fuck else wants this fucking movie? So yeah, Mike, what's going on over at the internet's favorite movie podcast, The Projection Booth?
Well, this month we are talking about Soviet films. So we're talking about a whole bunch of stuff that was made during that kind of thaw period between when Stalin died and pretty much a little bit after when Khrushchev was ousted. So it's a lot more funny and joyous than I tend to think of Soviet films as being. So some good stuff. Come on over to the projectionboothpodcast.com, projectionboothpodcast.com, and take a listen.
Soviet films, huh?
Yeah.
Good.
So we've even got a couple films that I believe were made in the Ukraine at the end of the month.
Nice. Yeah, sure. Why not, right?
Sure.
They can't be any less depressing than those Soviet sci-fi movies. I mean...
Oh, these are way less depressing. I mean, there's the movie that we just watched for last week was all about a amphibian man who goes out and falls in love with a woman, and there's a love triangle between them and Don Pedro. It's all set in Argentina, which is fantastic. And then there was one that was all about a summer camp, like a youth camp, where you've got the kid who gets thrown out because he swims to the wrong place.
Sounds like traditional Soviet films if I've ever heard of them. Jeez Louise. Well, they sound interesting. And you know me, these are far from the kinds of movies that I watch. So I always give your show a listen because if I'm not going to watch the movie, I can at least listen to you talk about it. So projectionbooth.com, folks. Or not projection-booth.com, projection-booth.com.
Oh, projectionboothpodcast.com or projection-booth.com. Either one.
And you still have a Twitter account.
I do. Proboothkus.
For now, you have a Twitter account.
Yeah, for now. Yeah.
For now, yeah. Boy, that's the fucking caveat of the century now.
Mm-hmm.
For now. So, as for me, cstachiw.com, cstachiw.com. That's my link tree for all the stuff that I work on. Links to Shabby Detective, Barney Miller, Shabby Detective is Columbo. Dreams for Sale, a whole multitude of things, a lot of stuff. Mike and I work on a whole bunch of stuff, and a lot of it's 70s television, or 70s and 80s television, and I guess with Columbo, technically 90s and 2000s, but boy, we're not even... That's 5 years from now. 6 years or whatever insanity it is. So, yeah, cstachiw.com is where you can go to check out all that stuff. As for this show, Kulturecast.com, patreon.com/Kulturecast. All the places you can go to find out more about the show or kick a couple dollars our way. Mike and I did a John Woo 5-movie episode a month ago. That was pretty nuts. If you're into John Woo movies and you want to hear us talk all about them, that would be a place for you to go, and it's $1 a month to get that content, because I would say it's the price of a cup of coffee, but I don't know where the fuck you're buying $1 cup of coffee at. Steal it?
No place that I know of.
Yeah, I was going to say, what fucking, it's a cup of coffee. Like, in what universe? This one? Not this one. So yeah, Mike, thank you as always for joining me and helping me program the month, because again, buddy cop movies are just kind of this weird blind spot. I don't not know why, but you know.
Well, welcome to a much larger world.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, we'll catch you on the next episode.